In this lecture, we'll discuss how to configure the Wi-Fi network for maximum security and mitigate the attacks we have seen. To secure a wireless network, we have to secure both the access point or the wireless router and the wireless communication between the AP and the Wi-Fi clients. In this lecture, I'll show you how to configure a common wireless router for maximum security. For other models, there is probably another interface, but the options and the concepts are the same. To secure the Wi-Fi router, we should follow the next steps. Change the default password of the router with a strong one. Each home wireless router comes with a default username and password. If you do not change it with a strong one, a hacker could log into your router and see the wireless password or even change it. Connect to the Wi-Fi router only using HTTPS. If you use HTTP, like in this example, the connection is not secure and the hacker could launch a simple attack of type man-in-the-middle like ARP poisoning and capture the login password. So the strong password you have set will be of no use. I'm logged into the router. Disable remote administration of the router, which means connecting to the router from the internet. This way, you avoid denial of service or brute force attacks to your router. In this example, the remote management function is disabled. Configure it from your local wired or wireless network. Disable services that are running on your router but are never used. For example, if you do not use Telnet or SSH to connect to the router, disable them. Each running service is a security vulnerability. Update the firmware to its latest version available to avoid the exploitation of known vulnerabilities. Many vendors release new updates to patch vulnerabilities that have been previously discovered. Check regularly on the official website if there is any firmware available for your model. These were the most important security settings for your router. Depending on the router model, there could be other settings available as well. You could simply search on Google for secure and your router model. To secure the wireless communication between the Wi-Fi router and the clients, you should use only WPA with a very strong password. Do not use WEP no matter the circumstances. A strong WPA2 PSK password means at least 12 random characters or 6 random words. This isn't a good password, for example. It's a dictionary word and we've already cracked it in the previous lecture. At the end of the day, the wireless security is as strong as the WPA2 password. Disable WPS or Wi-Fi protected setup. WPA is a very secure protocol as long as the password is strong enough. That means at least 12 random characters or 6 random words. This can be a bit inconvenient as you have to enter this long passphrase on each new device that connects to the network. Wi-Fi protected setup or WPS was created to solve this problem. When you connect to a router with WPS enabled, you'll see a message saying you can use an easier way to connect rather than entering your Wi-Fi passphrase. There are two different ways to connect to the Wi-Fi router using WPS. Using a pin configured on the router or using the push button connect. A pin is an 8-digit number that you need to enter on your devices to connect. The WPS pin is very easy to brute force. The second option is the push button connect. Instead of entering a PIN, you simply push a physical button on the router after trying to connect. This is more secure, but anyone with physical access to the router could push the button and connect even if they don't know the Wi-Fi password. WPS should be disabled. Keep this in mind. It's really important. You could also use MAC address filtering only if possible, but do not rely too much on it. MAC address filtering allows you to define a list of devices and allows on your Wi-Fi network only those devices. You can implement this feature only on small private networks where all clients are known in advance. However, this is not a strong security measure because MAC addresses can be easily spoofed. All an attacker has to do is monitor Wi-Fi traffic using a tool like AirDumpNG. Examine a packet to find the MAC address of an allowed device, change their device's MAC address to that allowed MAC address, and connect in that device's place. You may be thinking that this will not be possible because the device is already connected, but a deauthentication attack that disconnects a device from the Wi-Fi network will allow an attacker to reconnect in its place. WPA2 with a strong password should be enough. Imagine that someone that knows how to capture the WPA2 four-way handshake and crack the password will have no difficulty bypassing the MAC filtering security feature. Okay, that's all. There's no network that's 100% secure, but implementing these options you are seeing right now will make your Wi-Fi network secure enough in most cases.